Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our last game of the week for the Heroic League. My name is Raptor here with Anti, and we're bringing
Hello.
you Team Sword versus Team Asworth.
All right, this will be interesting. For those who don't know, Elk Milk is close friends with me, so I'm pretty happy to be able to see his to commentate his set. This will be fun.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch this map too. Both these teams, having a little bit of a rough start to the season, but this is they both got wins recently. It's the time to kind of bring it back, trying to start climbing up the ladder again, and get back up into those top positions early on.
The Silas and Gray's band coming out, so we saw them having trouble with it yesterday. So we'll see. We'll see if things work out this time.
Yeah, I'm predicting, at least so far, I'm predicting that Sword is going to draft Lilia. We've seen Elk Milk get on it constantly. I think he's going to continue to play it if he gets it. And actually, hang on, already first pick for TAS, and we've got a crazy pick with the Swain.
Swain Samira?
Oh boy.
Interesting. Kind of disgusting bot lane. Nami?
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
We get to see all the fun champions we don't usually get to see now. I'm excited for both these. I think these are both very fun lanes to watch, and it's very much going to be just like last game. Who's going to get ahead?
Rek'Sai. Okay, so I don't know how many people know this, but Elk Milk plays a mean full damage Rek'Sai in true Elk Milk fashion. But yeah, like, it's very feast or famine. If he gets ahead, he gets ahead. If he doesn't, then it's just just running in over and over again.
It's gonna be Ripperino for that. Now, both teams have drafted almost exactly, almost in order even, the same things. Both AD carries, both supports, both junglers. What do you think Asworth is going to try to get as their last pick? Do you think it's going to be their mid lane, or do you think it's going to be their top lane?
I'm not too sure. Like, I genuinely don't know. I think they might end up saving the mid lane pick for last, because Swain could technically flex.
That's true, yeah. Oh, I saw a Swain mid. It's been so long since I've seen a Swain mid. Love to watch that. So we're getting into the last picks right now. What is Gua gonna grab for his team? I'm excited to see him on the Samira. I'm pretty sure I've seen him play it before in one of our little for fun matches, and I'm pretty sure I remember him tearing up with it. So excited to see the
Pantheon.
Ooh.
Oh, is that Pantheon Samira? So
Could
it
it
might
be?
actually be the Swain mid.
Ooh. I like the sound of that. That's basically a post 6 guaranteed kill bot lane. With the Fiddlesticks, he's going to ult in. Pantheon's going to get the W to root the stun the enemy in place. The Fiddle comes in with the fear. It's basically locked down the target, and they're going to die. Scion coming through for Sword with mid on the table here. I'm guessing it's going to be something a little bit carry orientated. I'm thinking maybe something like Azir or but it could also be Ori.
I don't know. I mean, LeBlanc Senpai is a sub, I believe, right?
That's true. Yeah, he is a sub. So a little bit unfamiliar with his champion pool. It's actually going to be a Cass. Okay, so they've got 2 hyper carries running. This is definitely we're playing for the late game comp coming out of Sword.
Yeah. Interesting thought. So, like, Nami, while she is one of my favorite supports of all time, I'm not too sure how well she's going to do with Tristana unless, like, she's landing every bubble. She's squishy enough that if Samira starts E and Pantheon starts W, she can just get popped level 1 and the lane is over. So she's gonna have to really pay attention to her positioning here, and they have to respect the possibility that TAS might just cheese. If Samira holds on to her Q or holds on to her levels, if they don't see that Q come out, they have to respect that.
That's true. You gotta be very respectful of Samira. As we saw last game, if you do not respect the Samira, gonna be in for a really big world of hurt. This time though, Pantheon's out of the Nautilus, so we'll see if that makes any changes here. TAS, Sword, very different comps here. I feel like TAS is trying to run very early game, and Sword's trying to run very late game. Who do you think is going to take this game just based on what you're seeing on this draft?
Honestly, this feels like one of those games that one kill just instantly decides the game. Like this is two rolling balls of death, and like whichever team gets their ball rolling first is probably gonna take it. But we'll see, because Sword is no stranger to comebacks, and we already know how chaotic these games can get.
That is true. I'm honestly looking so far towards TAS. I think early game has been very important in this league so far, and I think if they put that same priority on it, they'll get it. But we'll have to see how it goes. We're getting ready to get into this game. Very excited to see it. We did see it as the Swain mid. We do see a Fiddle jungle and a Pantheon support.
Mm-hmm.
Do see the Rek'Sai and the Nami. Just things we don't usually get to see. So very excited as we're on to the Rift for our last game of the week for Heroic League.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Cass having to go back. Cass has no items still. Okay.
Oh, okay. I talked about this last time with supports. Back in the day, you could run supports with no items to start and quickly get to your Sightstone or your gold generation item. I don't know about that for mid lane. Looks like he kind of just forgot about his items there. He's gonna
it's
go
just
back.
Straight up Pantheon mid.
Oh, this changes everything. Was not expecting to see a Pantheon mid. And I actually don't know how that matchup works in the cast. I would assume Pantheon has the lead there, though, with his early pressure.
He'll have the lead early. It's just a matter of how long he can keep it for, and if Cass can keep it in lane past 6. Now the big question here: did Cass think that she was going to lane into Swain?
Yeah, I'd have to see the runes for that if she grabbed MR or she grabbed some armor there. I would assume she thought it was the Swain. Pantheon mid is a very uncommon pick. We haven't really seen it across most places. I haven't seen it much in solo queue even. So probably was expecting the Swain.
Yeah, but with the way how draft works, she's probably taking armor.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. There is a lot of AD on the side of TAS, but this will be this. I think this is going to be interesting. I think this will be an exciting matchup to see. I'm excited to see how this works out. I'm thinking though this lane is definitely going to be where a lot of the pressure is early on in this game from the junglers. Now,
honestly, so usually, what TAS have is a team comp that requires you to snowball. But with the way how things are set up, they are absolutely free to just farm up until they hit 6 and then just start 4-manning bot lane on repeat.
Yeah, and that's going to be deadly. Hey, those are such over the wall far range ganks. Pantheon can come in from halfway across the map. Fiddle can just go flying over the wall and not gonna be able to do much about that. So Sword's bot lane's gonna have to definitely play extra careful, especially as this gets closer and closer to level 6. On the top side, though, I feel it's gonna be kind of just a farm lane for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Like Aatrox will have the priority, which is really, really important for Fiddlesticks. Oh.
Ooh.
So a little bit of damage traded back and forth.
I think he's pronounced Oi. He told me he had a different pronunciation than we'd originally assumed it was. I'm gonna call him Nami. I'm gonna call him after his fish. Make it a little easier for everyone. But looking back on this right now, I see a lot of pressure coming out of the bot lane from TAS. That's really good. You want that with a Swain. You want to be able to get those stacks starting to go up. It's a lot of his power.
Now, a big thing here is that if you're drafting the Fiddlesticks, you have to have winning lanes, or else you're just going to have the enemy counter jungle you over and over again.
Hismi going in with quite a bit of damage on a Jovi. He does get the flash and cleanse out of him. Hismi, good start to this lane right here. Some dominating control on this Pantheon. And the root on the bot side. I don't think they're going to get anything out of it, though. And back up, Gua takes some damage. Hang on, there's more going on mid lane. Hismi going in to fight Elk Milk. Elk Milk looking for something. He does flash, but it gets feared away. And first blood goes to Hismi.
What an unfortunate flash there.
Yeah, I have to watch that.
Start? So he knows that Fiddle's in the area because of the passive.
Yeah, and Just clearing camps. And it looked. I don't think Hismi even knew he was over here. Oh no, there was the ward. No, actually, no, that ward just faded. Goes in.
So fully commits.
Oh, the flash fear though. Oh, that would have been first blood for Sor if it weren't for that fear. Good use of for the fiddle, saving that until the last possible moment to keep his AD. I mean, to keep his mid laner alive and bait out that flash.
Yeah, and Sion's just gonna keep getting pushed in. That's just an inevitability. He's not going to die as long as he's playing the lane correctly, though. So it's just gonna be a matter of surviving up there. Cass is eventually going to scale up. This Rek'Sai, well, while I know that Elk Milk likes to go for a lot of damage here, they do need to be a little bit more bruisery. So it's a good question as to how much they're gonna commit to the damage.
Yeah, you see him. He's got a ruby crystal and a longsword right now.
I'm guessing that's for Gore Drinker.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess he's gonna try to run one of the Gore Drinker items to start this out. I'm gonna guess probably Stride Breaker to keep on with his opponents. You know, Gua is gonna be very difficult to pin down. You know, Kiz is going to be too. He's going to be able to dash. The Pantheon's going to stun you and walk away, or use a shield. Stride Breaker is probably the smart decision, I would assume. Also gives him that damage he does like.
It's interesting though because Rek'Sai took Pale Blades, which is more for a lethality build. I don't know. We'd have to see.
Yeah. I'm guessing he was expecting to go like he was going to get early kill like he was trying for there, and then just go lethality and snowball it. But, you know, got to be able to adapt on the fly, especially in situations like this, when, you know, you unfortunately die first, so close on the kill. So good adaptation, I'd say.
Yeah. Right now we're just in a lull state. All the lanes are just going to simply exist on their own. Now, because Fiddle has Prio, Fiddle's not going to be getting invaded constantly, and he's just allowed to farm up. Got a decent bit of a lead in terms of jungle farm right now.
Yeah, we do see a dragon up right now. It is an Infernal Drake, if I'm looking at that correctly.
Mountain.
Oh, no, it's Mountain. It's Mountain. Color's a little bit off for me right now on on my monitor. Let me turn off night mode. There we go. Much easier to see color that way.
Yeah.
So with this dragon up, hang on, actually fight in the mid lane. Jovi getting super low right there. The ult coming out, but goes wide. There goes the spear. Also going to go wide. But Hismi really exerting a lot of pressure in this lane. Now, I was going to ask you, before that happened, with this Mountain Drake up, you know, it's not the most important dragon if it's just one Mountain Drake. You know, the stats, they're going to take a while for you really to get much out of them. What do you think the objective, like the macro priority right now is for these teams? What is the objective that they're going to be looking to claim? What do you think TAS is going to try to look for right now?
So honestly, I feel like both teams are probably going to end up ignoring the dragon for a bit. All TAS has to do is to keep Team Sword from getting that dragon. Because if they get that dragon, they're running a single tank, maybe 1.5 tanks if Rek'Sai goes Bruiser. So they need to keep...
It's me with a quick kill onto Jovi right there in the mid lane. Let's see how that happened on a quick rewind. That was out of the blue. Going in. Looks like it's fine. Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
That's a late cleanse.
Yeah, that was a nice flash, though, from Hismi. Jovi not respecting the flash W power right there. And actually, Gua going in on the bot side right here, looking for Fitz. Gets the exhaust down, though. The root gets pulled back. Fitz getting low. He is going to walk away. But here's the Rek'Sai Elk Milk looking for something. You can't milk those. And Onbo grabs the bird. Swing going down right there. And it's a sword on the board finally.
And there's that patented aggressive jungle pathing from Elk Milk.
That's what we were looking for from him.
Yeah, and like I said, what TAS has to do is to keep Team Sword from getting this dragon, because they want that single mountain.
Oh, here comes Hismi. He goes with the ult to come in. Gua getting zoned out, or there has to get away. Hismi goes on to Elk Milk, getting him solo. The fiddle ult comes out. Onbo is going to actually grab him with his W from downtown, and The Nami goes down too for the Fiddle. Vix looking to try to get something out of this. He's going to get the stacks procking, but there's 4 people down here. You got to be careful. Ooh, the stun comes forward. He's getting pulled back, and Onbo's going to grab another kill for himself. 3 for 1 in that very extended fight, going in favor of TAS.
Yeah, TAS isn't even letting me finish my sentences. Dear Lord.
They want to keep the action going. They're like, the first 5 minutes the first 6 minutes were too slow. We got to speed this up.
Absolutely. All right, now Cass does have ulti this time, but still no real damage.
Yeah, this Pantheon's been exerting, not even just out of lane, just exerting a lot of pressure around the map now. That ult really changed how that entire situation was looking.
Like I said, they just have to wait until they hit 6 and then they just start formatting bot on repeat.
And see if they go back anytime soon with those ults starting to come back up. We've got about half timer on most of them. Fiddle's actually all the way almost up. Kiz looking for something here. Elk Milk, though, going to dissuade that. He gets pushed off the Herald because of it.
And Aatrox getting a bit antsy, but like I said, Sion is not going to die.
Yeah,
that lane is just going to be a farm lane. You just have to be content with farming that one up. You're going to be big and beefy into the team fights later. Don't worry about it, Aatrox. You're not killing that man right now, though. Now that you have your own priority in the lane, don't look for the kill.
Actually, he might just look for it anyways. King has to flash to get out. Almost died, just as you're saying he wasn't gonna. He almost proves you're wrong right there.
Has to really want to make me liars, huh? But you don't have to go for the kill. Just use your priority, get vision into the enemy jungle. Your best bet at this point isn't just trying to kill your enemy top lane over and over again, but set the entire enemy team behind.
Yeah, they're doing that very well so far. Elk looking gets dissuaded by the fake Fiddle right there. Hismi's here, and Yoni has showed up. The actual Yoni this time. The ult's getting channel. He goes in with it, going for Jovi, but he's too far away. He's just going to have to back out after a couple turret shots. And he's going to head down here. Elk Milk looking for maybe the dragon, but he sees 3. He's just going to have to walk away from there and pick up some Krugs as a consolation prize for himself. Give up that nice juicy scuttle.
And like, TAS have a lot of damage on their side, so if they get ahead, it's not hard for them to snowball that. Like I said, it's a metal rolling ball of death. Team Sword do have a solid scaling composition though, so they just need to have enough gold to hold on. As long as they don't get too far behind, this game's not going to be that simple.
Absolutely true. They are a little bit far behind right now, though. 11:30 in, 4K down. It's a little bit of a rough lead, but like you said, it is scaling, and the ball is in TAS's court. They need to get ahead in this game, and Kiz is looking to do just that onto Gator right now. Goes forward, does try to get the tether, isn't going to land. He's actually going to try to dive this turret. Takes a couple turret shots, going to back out there. Good attempt from the TAS top laner.
As Aatrox is getting kind of antsy.
But
just like wants to make something happen.
Like I was saying, the ball is right now in TAS's court. Like you said, they are an early game comp. There's scaling on the side of Sword. They need to push this game. They need to accelerate it and get this done as quickly as possible, because the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for them to win and the lower their chances get. So Root comes in for Onbo. They go into Fly. Fly getting very low. The Nami ult comes out, and they're just going to back off right there. Good attempt from TAS. Actually a fight. A fight in the top lane. Kiz looking for King. King getting him kind of low. There he is. He's taking a lot of minion shots right now. The Rek'Sai is here. He's coming around the side. He doesn't see him. He's looking to grab it quick. He does. Kiss is going to grab Gator. He's going to flash away. Elk trying to chase after him. He's going to knock him up. Elk trying to grab it here. The Kiss is doing well, but the ult comes in from Elk Milk. But Pantheon is here. Hismi isn't going to let his teammate die in vain. Gets the stun out. Gets the quick hit. The shield going through. Looking to try to grab something. The Q goes in, and Hismi grabs a return kill for himself.
Yeah, that's the danger of the Pantheon. Like, if he ever disappears from lane, that might just be another person right next to you.
Yeah, and as we're seeing on this replay, the dive bottom side with Pantheon going top. Yoni's free to go bottom to look for something. Didn't get a kill, but they have put the pressure off of the bot turret. And that's some free plates, it's possibly for them right there. Free plate gold. Now the Trist is scared because the fiddle.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, the name of the game right now is Vision Denial. Because of the way how Fiddle ult works, the way how Pantheon works. As long as TAS can make sure to keep Sword's vision like off the map, everywhere becomes a death bush. Every bush is a death bush, and once it gets to that point, it becomes so hard to claw your way back in, even with a scaling composition.
Yeah, and even the safe bushes could be misleading. Ever since the rework, the fiddle decoys can be pretty scary, especially if you're feeling like there's a gank there, you're feeling the potential, you can psych yourself out, most certainly, with those little fake fiddle FEGs. So if he gets more of those in, especially inside of the Sword jungle, they're definitely gonna be a little bit paranoid walking around in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're seeing Hismi looking like he wants to find something top side, but Jovi is trying to match him right here. He's got to be careful not to drag too much top side for his Aatrox. Now, Dragon has gone over. They have decided just to finally take the Dragon. It is going to be Cloud next. It means we're going to get an Ocean Soul or an Infernal Soul for this game.
Mm-hmm. Now, because of that, Sword cannot afford to give up this Dragon, because the soul actually matters quite a bit. Now, all they have to do, they don't necessarily have to take the Dragon. They have to keep TAS. They have to do their best to keep TAS from taking it as soon as possible. They just have to delay. They don't necessarily have to take it themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, if they can get a fight going and grab, if TAS even gets the Dragon, but they get 4 or 5 kills out of it, I think it's still worth it for Sword. You know, it gets the gold back in their pockets. There are 3 bounties right now on the side of TAS, so it's a lot of gold just sitting there waiting to be reaped for them. And Elk's looking for not a bounty target, but he is thinking of going that top side, but I think he's scared, doesn't see the Pantheon. And now the Nami, gets ulted on, has to flash out, gets the ult down, but doesn't see Gua, comes in from the side and grabs himself on first kill of the game. The only member who hadn't had a kill at this point for TAS. And now the bot turret down. They're putting pressure onto the second tier already on the bottom side. 16 minutes into this game.
I just want to take a quick look at the itemization this game. I like the Rocket Belt from Fiddle. I like the Zanya's Rush from Swain. Because the big thing about it here is that they're running a dive team. And they know that they're running a dive team, so they're just itemizing for it. They know in the mid game they have the upper hand. They're just going to run straight in. And Aatrox just has to be a big meat shield, so Gore Drinker works just fine. So they just want to itemize for things that allow them to go right in.
Gua comes back for another kill. He's looking for some sushi tonight, boys.
And sushi he will have. Yeah, they just want to get in and keep that lead. Like, they're itemizing right for it. They're playing right for it. As long as they keep the vision game up, this game will be further and further in TAS's hands.
Yeah, they're pushing it pretty far. Going back to the sushi thing, I actually have a little fun question for you while there's a little bit of blow right here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be a sushi roll or sashimi?
Absolutely sashimi.
Okay, that's what I would think too. That's my personal fave. But you know, I know a lot of people do like those rolls. I don't know if they have the stuff to make rolls in Runeterra.
I mean, they probably do.
Probably, right?
I mean, the question is that even ethical in Runeterra, though?
That's true. Well, I mean,
then there's a question of, is it ethical at all?
I mean, not all of the fish are Vastaya. I mean, like, if you look at the Runeterra cards, there are those crazy monster fish living out in Bilgewater.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yoni does get hit. He's going to have to flash out. Elk Milk looking for him here. He is all alone. And here comes the cast. I don't think he's going to be able to get it away. He's going to try to... Oh, he goes golden right now. The rest of his team is here to back him up. He is probably going to go down. He is channeling. He's actually going to grab the kill. Is he going to live through this? No, he's not. But his team's going to make up for it. Flash out from Elk Milk. He's getting chased down by Hismi. Gets blasted back. His is going to grab the kill onto Gator. Gator is not going to be able to grab him. Pantheon ult coming in. They're looking for somebody right now. Elk Milk is on his own. He's going to try to dash away.
No
They'll
way.
flash over the wall. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Kiss is going to grab him right there. And it's a 3-for-1 in favor of TAS.
Yeah, that's incredibly rough. Like, they thought they had a free pick there, but when you got Pantheon and Aatrox with priority, they're going to get there, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, that was definitely a situation of, I'm not trapped in this pit with you. You're trapped in here with me. As TAS, I honestly thought Yoni was going to live through that fight. That looked so close, like he was going to live through it as soon as he started channeling. And now,
when I saw the channeling, half of me was terrified that that was an ult that was channeling instead of a W.
Yeah, I thought he was going to ult and then get that off and then immediately channel and manage to just destroy them so fast. But, you know, just buying time for the rest of his team to pick it up. You know, I've got 3 kills onto the Aatrox. And, ooh, hang on. Got a fight right here. Elk Milk going in. Flash out from Gua. He is going to go down. It is a shutdown. Going in favor of Tristana. Onbo is ulted, but he's going to not be much longer for this world. Trying to run away, and he gets shut down too. That's what we were looking for from...
All right.
Dragon is on the board for them.
There we go. Like I was saying earlier, when you're down far enough, just group up as 5, goon squad some poor lad. Like, that's pretty much the only choice you have at that point.
Yeah, and TAS getting a little too overconfident right now. They're still staying around. The flash, I mean, the ult over from Yoni. He's trapped in the pit alone. I don't think they're going to let him get any time on this. But, oh, he's getting close. It is getting low. Gua is charging down right here. And blue team is going to grab it, so Sword's got it. The ult from the cast onto Kiz. Kiz getting low. Ooh, wow, that was a big heal. But he's going to go down. And now it's Hismi. Oh, this is... They're giving so much back over, and Hismi's going to go down too. 2 shutdowns going over to the Cassiopeia. And now they're looking for another one onto Gua. But the Aatrox is going to... I mean, the Swain is going to stop that. This little E. And they actually grabbed a turret on the bottom side with the Shelly, which actually is going to try to charge that last one.
Maybe Cass gets there in time. Who knows? Oh, yeah, there we go. Should be fine. Shelly does get a turret there, but they got some much-needed shutdowns, some gold distributed across the team. And like I said, Team Sword, no stranger to making those crazy comebacks.
Oh, Gua again getting hit. He is going to dash to the side, looking to get out. The ult goes in. He's getting low. He is going to grab the kill, though. Gua gets 1, and now they're trapped here. They got to get out. We got to be careful. There's the Nami ult. The Fiddle ult's forward, but the Nami stops that. King is getting low. Yoni is going to go down. Another kill. 2 kills over in a killing spree for the cast. But now goes the Nami. Down goes the Scion. He's chasing so hard, but he's not going to get it. Cast getting low. She's got to be careful. Hismi can still duel her there. But the gold is getting on to these carries for Sword.
What an unfortunate turn of events. Like, Gua managed to live just barely, and Elk Milk got turned on immediately right there. And you're right, that was the Stridebreaker coming out from the Rek'Sai. So I don't know. We'll see how this game keeps going, but Elk Milk keeps on going for plays that would work if he had a little bit more damage, but just not quite there yet.
Yeah, and this like you were saying last game, this is what we want to see out of teams when they're behind. We want to see them go for proactive plays. We want to see them try to make it messy, to try for these leads, and it's paying off for them. They've gotten 6 kills now, 4 onto the cast. She swung from 0-2 to 4-2. They've gotten 2 on the Tristana. All that shutdown gold. It's still a 7,000 gold difference against them. But Sword is starting to come online.
Sword is starting to come online. And honestly, at this point, I feel like if you take the first 3 towers against Sword, I wouldn't say that it's a mistake per se, but you have to understand you're playing against a different team outside of laning phase. Sword is so good at just bunching up and being like, all right, I don't care if we're hitting this guy, and someone is going to die. It might be us, but if it's them, we're popping off.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with that Rex. Like, he can just come over a wall from anywhere, and if they don't have the vision in the jungle, on that blue side, it's easy to get flanked. We've seen it twice now, coming from the exact same spot from the Raptors, looking for kills. And now Gator's going forward. Elk's also looking for something right there. They get onto Onbo. Onbo's going golden. The Nami ult comes out. Gua is going to block the rest of it. Onbo is going to go down. Yoni is the only other one here with Gua. And now they're looking for him. The Rek'Sai goes forward. Gua tries to get out, but he's going to go down. Another shutdown over to this Cass. This Cass getting scary.
All right, Goon Squad working out once again. Like I said, they have to keep that vision up, because if they don't keep that vision up, it'll be harder for them to keep their lead. And dear Lord, our Team Sword just straight up Goon Squadding any time that they have the vision advantage.
Yeah, and Yoni's on the side there. He's not gonna. He was thinking about that ult. Decides against it. Doesn't think his team has the damage right there. Gold down to 5,000, so 2,000 closer. Still against them, but at a certain point, the gold's not going to matter. I'd say around like the 60k point, I think, for both teams is when this gold lead isn't going to matter so much. Ooh, Ismi trying right there to grab the kill. He did get the jump off. It probably stunned in base for half a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is getting closer to the point where that gold lead is really not going to matter for TAS.
Yeah, I think it'll still be a bit. Honestly, I'd say it's closer to 70k. But yeah,
Mill, kiss me.
He's not gonna win any 1v1s right now, but like I said, Team Sword very good at just grouping up and goon squatting. They know what they need to do in order to claw their way back into this game. They've done it before, and they're just looking to try to do it again.
Yeah, and they're doing an excellent job so far. They're just finding pick after pick here. TAS starting to group up, though. They don't want to give up this Infernal Dragon. That is going to be the soul for this game, and that's something you definitely don't want to have on hyper carries.
Right, now the problem here is that it's no longer a Goon Squad. It's a proper 5v5, and Team Sword are still down 5k gold.
The ult from the Scion and from the Cass and from the Nami. Everyone is getting ulted, but Hismi in the back line going into Joe 50. He's going to go down, but they're going to grab him. The ult comes in from the Fiddlesticks, grabs 1, grabs 2, grabs 3, and turns the entire fight. 4 kills going over, actually 3, the Scion is at 4, make that 5, and an ace for TAS as they pick up the Infernal Dragon.
Like, at that point, one of the big things is Elkmilk's diving the back line, trying to keep Samira from doing anything. But you have to make sure that your own backline are still able to output damage. It's so hard for you to outdive a dive team. So I'm not too sure if we want to see Elkmilk on the backline like that, and they're just gonna transition this into a Baron.
Yeah, and as you saw in that fight, 3 ults just right off the bat trying to catch out Yoni. He goes golden, they don't pick him up. Gua jumps to the back, and they just immediately turn focus on him. But the priority was good at the start, but you can't, once you're on the fiddle, you can't just let him be. He is going to ult back into the fight like we saw. It's just to murder the whole team.
Absolutely.
And now,
like I said, TAS, they've got a really good dive comp. So as long as Team Sword are getting their picks, they can make use of their goon squatting, but unless they get those picks, it's going to be kind of hard to 5v5.
Yeah, and even if they don't outscale, there's so much dive on the side of TAS that if one of them catches somebody, like, or they start a fight, if they all get past that Scion and the Rek'Sai, it's free real estate for them. It's free picks. One's gonna Scion. Let's see. Fiddle gets a fear, or Aatrox gets the tether, or Pantheon gets the stun, and whoever they get is dead. So they've got to be careful in the side sword. They can't get too far ahead of their team. Gotta keep that front to back, that line held for themselves. The siege starts up in the mid lane. Baron minions pushing in right now. Gold lead almost 10,000 in favor of TAS. They got that 5,000 lead off of that whole play. I think this is going to be probably like a 2 or 3k Baron power play for themselves. But they're going to kind of back up. They do have the ward in the Raptor Pit this time, but Elk Milk's still going to go in, looking for Gua. They do get him with the Scion. He's going to try to block damage. He's going to go down, though. No, he's actually going to take out Elk Milk. On the other side, Pantheon grabs the cast, and so goes the Nami, too. And now goes the Scion, and now the Trist. Oh, that was looking so good for Sword for a moment, but it's an ace for TAS.
Yeah, you just can't outdive the dive team. Like, they have so much gold at this point in the game that as long as Samira can stay alive for long enough, she just ends up drawing away the front line of Sword. And TAS are just going to take it.
I actually cannot believe that Gua lived that. They hit him with so much, and he just barely gets out of that. I want to say it was either the Nami ult hit him or the Trist ult, but he kind of got pushed back a little bit. But the game's going to end right now. It's going to go to TAS. They advance to 2-2 and take a pretty nice win off of a very interesting comp for themselves.
Yeah, they got the early lead. They kept a decent amount of vision up, and TAS ended up just choking them out. It's just ends up how it goes.
Yeah,
it's a significant amount of damage out from their bot lane.
Yeah, I gotta see what the damage numbers are on this bottom lane right now. I think it's another game of Samira destroying, but I also think the Pantheon was probably the most. No, he wasn't. Actually, I thought he did a lot more damage this game. It's actually the Aatrox who was the big guy this game.
Well, when you're smacking around the Scion over and over again, your numbers are gonna be high.
That's fair, that's fair. The cast, we saw a good plays there. We saw Sword fighting back there. There was the potential for them to fight back, but they just, unfortunately, they were just too far behind despite getting that extra gold from those shutdowns several times. They unfortunately just weren't able to to get into a good spot for the team fight, and that Infernal fight cost them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, a good performance, though. I think both teams did pretty well. I think TAS, though, I think every member in this game stepped up.
Absolutely. I think that TAS played that really solidly. I think that their vision denial was on point. I really have to hand it to Sword, though, for Goon squadding up and trying to claw their way back in instead of just taking it peacefully and bleeding out into the night. Good stuff to those guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a teams, even if they lose the game, to keep fighting for it, to just make their opponents work for every inch of that victory. That can still be a bit of a mental game for people, especially like in longer series. If you start doing that to a team and you draw what should be like this game at one point was like 8K up or 9K up before they started clawing back at that gold lead, it can get kind of scary. You can start messing with the enemy team's mental. Like, are we good enough to win this, or are we just or did we just happen to stumble luckily into this win? So that's good look for them so far.
Yeah, and depending on the players, sometimes it's harder to teach trust than it is to teach macro. But Team Sword absolutely have trust on board. They just all going in. It doesn't matter if they live or die. They live by the int, they die by the int.
Yes, they do. And that's going to do it for us for right now for the casting desk. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an interview for y'all.